Money touches every part of our lives. We work for it, think about it, and worry about it almost every day. Yet no matter how much we earn, many of us still feel poor, financially and emotionally. The more we chase money, the more it seems to slip through our fingers. We live in a world that measures success by income, possessions, and appearance. But deep inside, many people know that something is missing. This book invites you to step back and ask a powerful question. What am I really trading my life for? Every time you go to work, you trade hours of your precious life energy for money. When you spend that money, you're spending the time and energy it took to earn it. Most people never think about this exchange. They spend automatically, work endlessly, and wonder why life feels empty. The authors, Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez, discovered that true wealth isn't about having more, it's about needing less. They propose a revolutionary idea: to transform your relationship with money and achieve financial independence, not by getting rich, but by becoming free. Free from debt, free from endless work, free from the trap of consumerism that promises happiness but delivers stress. This book is not about cutting every joy from your life. It's about discovering what truly brings you happiness and removing what doesn't. It's about aligning your money with your values so every dollar you spend supports the life you want. You will learn to see money as life energy, track where it goes, and make conscious choices. You will begin to ask, is this how I want to spend my life? And in doing so, you'll discover that you already have enough, maybe more than enough. Your money or your life isn't a get-rich-quick guide. It's a get-life-back guide. It helps you build awareness, purpose, and peace around money. It helps you take control of your financial future, not by working harder, but by living smarter. Each step will bring you closer to financial freedom and emotional clarity. By the end of this journey, you will understand that money is not your master, it is your servant. And when you learn to use it wisely, it can help you build the life you truly love. Chapter 1: The Money Trap, the Old Roadmap for Money. For generations, people have followed the same map when it comes to money. It begins with going to school, finding a job, working hard, earning more, and spending more. We are taught that the purpose of life is to be successful, and that success means wealth, status, and possessions.
But this old map no longer leads us to happiness. Instead, it leads us to exhaustion, debt, and emptiness. From childhood, we're told to chase a career, buy things, and keep moving upward. The world rewards those who look busy, not necessarily those who are fulfilled. The result? Millions of people who appear successful on the outside, yet feel anxious and trapped on the inside. We confuse our net worth with our self-worth. We work long hours to afford things we barely have time to enjoy. Our economy thrives on consumption. Advertising constantly whispers that we need more clothes, more gadgets, a bigger home, a newer car. We spend to feel better, but the relief never lasts. Soon, we need another purchase, another promotion, another distraction. And slowly, without realizing it, we give away our time, health, and energy. This is the money trap, the illusion that more money will fix everything. But the truth is, more money often leads to more expenses, more pressure, and less freedom. We trade our best years for paychecks that barely cover our growing desires. We work to live, but we also live to work. And in the process, we lose touch with what truly matters. The authors challenge this cycle by asking a radical question. What if your life didn't have to revolve around money? What if you could design a new map, one based on purpose, freedom, and balance? A map that measures wealth not by how much you own, but by how much time and peace you have. Breaking free from the old roadmap begins with awareness. You must see how society's beliefs about money have shaped your own choices. You must question the voices that tell you to keep buying, keep earning, keep competing. Only then can you start drawing your own map, a map that leads not to more consumption, but to real contentment. In this chapter, you learn that you've been following someone else's path for too long. Now, it's time to take the pen back and begin creating your own. Because the journey to financial independence begins not with numbers, but with clarity. Chapter 2. Money isn't what it seems. We all think we know what money is. It's the bills in our wallet, the balance in our bank account, the numbers on our paycheck. But in truth, money is not just paper or digits. It is a symbol. It represents something much deeper, the time, energy, and life we give in exchange for it.
Every hour you spend at work, every task you perform, is a piece of your life traded for money. When you buy something, you're not only spending dollars, you're spending the hours it took to earn them. This is the foundation of a new way of thinking. Money equals life energy. Once you understand this, you begin to see money differently, not as an object to chase, but as a reflection of your life's effort. Most people never stop to make this connection. They earn and spend without awareness. They work at jobs they dislike, telling themselves it's necessary. They buy things to feel rewarded without realizing they're trading irreplaceable moments for temporary comfort. The authors invite you to pause and calculate the real cost of your income. How much time does your job actually take? Not just the hours you're paid for, but also the commute, the stress, the preparation, the recovery. When you subtract all of that, your real hourly wage is often much less than you think. Next, consider how you spend that hard-earned energy. When you buy something, ask, is this worth the hours of my life it cost? This question changes everything. Suddenly, impulsive spending becomes conscious choice. You begin to align money with meaning. Money, the authors explain, is neither good nor bad. It is a tool, a powerful form of energy that can serve your highest values or feed endless desire. Used wisely, it brings security and freedom. Used carelessly, it creates dependency and stress. When you see money as life energy, every dollar becomes sacred. You start to value your time more, simplify your choices, and focus on what truly matters. You begin to see that happiness doesn't come from what you buy, but from how you live. And the more aware you become of this truth, the closer you move toward real financial independence. This chapter is the turning point. It asks you to stop seeing money as something outside of you, and instead as a mirror of your life's purpose. Because once you understand what money really is, your life energy, you can finally start using it to build the life you actually want. Chapter 3. Where is it all going?
It's gone. The question is simple, yet powerful. Where is all your money going? In this chapter, the authors invite you to develop a new level of financial awareness. To truly take control of your money, you must first know exactly how you use it. The first practical step on your journey to financial freedom is tracking every penny that comes in and every penny that goes out. At first, this may sound tedious or unnecessary, but awareness is the foundation of change. When you begin tracking your spending, you start to see patterns, not just in how you spend, but why you spend. You may discover that small daily choices are silently draining your energy. The coffee on the way to work, the online subscriptions, the takeout dinners. They all add up, piece by piece. Write down every expense, no matter how small. Don't judge yourself, just observe. This isn't about guilt, it's about clarity. Think of it as shining a light into the corners of your financial life. When you know exactly where your money goes, you can finally decide whether it's going where you want it to. The authors encourage you to group your spending into categories: food, housing, transportation, fun, and so on. Then compare how much life energy you invest in each area. You begin to see the truth behind your financial habits. Are you working long hours to fund things that bring little joy? Or are you spending on what truly matters to your well-being? This step often surprises people. They realize how much of their money is going toward maintaining appearances, relieving stress, or filling emotional gaps. Money becomes a mirror, revealing your values, your desires, and your fears. It's not just about dollars, it's about choices. As you continue this practice, your awareness deepens. You stop spending automatically and start spending intentionally. You begin to align your life energy with your real priorities, and gradually you feel a sense of control, replacing the chaos of confusion. By tracking where your money goes, you discover where your life energy flows, and when you can see that clearly, you gain the power to redirect it away from waste and toward purpose. This is the first step toward financial freedom – awareness. Because once you know where your money goes, you can decide where your life will go next.
Chapter 4. How much is enough? What does it mean to have enough? Most people never stop to ask. They chase more money, more things, and more status, yet still feel unsatisfied. The truth is, without knowing what enough looks like, no amount will ever fill the emptiness. This chapter challenges one of society's biggest myths, that happiness grows with wealth. The authors revealed that beyond a certain point, more money doesn't create more joy. It only adds complexity. Once your basic needs are met, what you truly crave isn't luxury, but peace. You want time, freedom, and a life that feels meaningful. To discover your own sense of enough, you must connect money with fulfillment. Look at each area of your spending and ask, does this bring me genuine satisfaction? Or is it just habit, pressure, or comparison? When you start linking your expenses to real happiness, something magical happens. Unnecessary spending naturally fades away. The authors encourage you to reflect on what truly enriches your life. Maybe it's quiet mornings, good friends, or creative expression. These moments often cost little, but give deeply. When you realize that joy doesn't depend on buying more, your definition of wealth begins to change. Enough is not the same for everyone. For one person, it might mean a simple home, time with family, and steady savings. For another, it might mean working part-time and living close to nature. The key is that you decide, consciously and deliberately, what enough looks like for you. Our culture teaches scarcity, the fear that there's never enough. But this fear keeps us working harder, spending more, and feeling less secure. The truth is, when you live below your means and focus on what truly matters, you begin to feel abundance from within. Having enough doesn't mean giving up ambition. It means freeing yourself from the endless race for more. It means you can finally breathe, enjoy what you have, and use your time for what truly matters. When you define your own enough, you gain power. You stop comparing, stop chasing, and start living. You realize that contentment doesn't come from getting everything you want.
It comes from appreciating everything you already have.
This step marks a deep shift in your journey. Money is no longer your master. It becomes your servant. And once you know what is enough for you, you hold the key to lasting peace, purpose, and freedom. Chapter 5. Seeing Progress. When you begin changing your relationship with money, progress may feel slow or invisible. You track your spending, question your habits, and define what enough means. But how do you know you're actually moving forward? The authors introduce a powerful tool for motivation and clarity: the wall chart. This chart becomes your visual map to financial freedom. It shows your income, expenses, and investment growth over time. Every month, you mark 3 simple lines: one for money earned, one for money spent, and one for money invested. At first, it may seem like just numbers on paper, but over time, those lines tell the story of your transformation. When you see your spending decrease and your savings rise, something shifts inside you. You feel a sense of control replacing confusion. You begin to trust your decisions and see that your actions truly matter. The wall chart becomes more than a tool. It's a mirror of your progress and commitment. Progress, however, isn't only about numbers. It's also emotional and spiritual. Each small improvement brings confidence, peace, and self-respect. You realize that you don't have to be trapped in the old cycle of endless work and spending. You can actually measure your journey toward freedom, step by step. The authors remind you that this chart isn't about perfection. It's about awareness and consistency. There will be months when you spend more or save less. That's part of the process. What matters is that you keep watching, learning, and adjusting. Over time, these patterns help you make better choices naturally. Seeing progress turns discipline into motivation. You begin to enjoy saving, not because it's restrictive, but because it's empowering. Every dollar you don't spend adds to your independence. Every investment you make brings you closer to the day when your money works for you. The wall chart also provides perspective. When you look back after several months, you'll see just how far you've come. You'll notice the gap between your old habits and your new awareness widening. And you'll realize that freedom doesn't arrive suddenly. It grows quietly, one conscious choice at a time.
In the end, progress is not just about reaching financial independence. It's about becoming the kind of person who lives with clarity and purpose. When you can see your growth, both on paper and within yourself, you know you're truly on the right path. Chapter 6. Valuing your life energy, work and income. Work takes up most of our waking lives. We spend years studying for it, decades performing it, and much of our identity revolves around it. But few people ever stop to ask, is my work worth the life energy I give to it? This chapter invites you to look deeply at the true cost and true value of your work. Every job you take is an exchange. Your time, your energy, your creativity, and sometimes your health, traded for money. But if that work doesn't align with your values, the trade can feel hollow, even if the paycheck is large. The authors encourage you to calculate your real hourly wage. Start with your total income, then subtract all the expenses directly related to your job: transportation, clothing, meals, stress recovery, even escape spending. Then divide what's left by the actual hours you dedicate to your work, including commuting and overtime. The result might surprise you, and it might change how you see your job. Once you know your real wage, you can begin asking important questions. Is this job worth the amount of life energy I spend on it? Does it support my happiness, health, and purpose? If not, could I earn less money doing something I actually enjoy and still live well by spending less? Valuing your life energy doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow. It means becoming conscious about how and why you work. It means understanding that time is your most precious resource, one you can never earn back. If you're giving most of your life to a job that doesn't fulfill you, then no paycheck can truly compensate for that loss. The authors remind you that work should serve life, not the other way around. The goal isn't to escape work entirely, but to find balance and meaning within it. You can redefine success by measuring it not in dollars, but in freedom and satisfaction. As you become more aware of your true relationship with work, new possibilities open up. You might find ways to earn money more efficiently or through something you love. You might choose to work fewer hours and gain more time for what matters most. Or you might shift careers entirely, aligning your income with your purpose.
This step is about reclaiming your life energy from the grip of unconscious labor. When you understand the real cost of your work, you can begin to shape it into something that sustains you, not drains you. Because in the end, your job should be more than a paycheck. It should be a reflection of your values and a tool for your freedom. Chapter 7. Valuing your life energy, spending and expenses. If work is the energy you give, then spending is the energy you release. Every dollar you spend represents hours of your life traded for goods or services. Yet most people spend unconsciously, reacting to habit, advertising, or peer pressure. This chapter teaches you to see each expense as a choice and an opportunity to align spending with purpose. Start by reviewing your tracked spending. Ask yourself, for each category and purchase, is this worth the life energy it cost me? Does it bring real satisfaction or joy? Or does it fill a momentary need, a social expectation, or a habit? Many purchases turn out to be automatic. A latte, a subscription, a piece of clothing, small decisions that quietly consume life energy. The authors suggest slowing down, questioning each decision, and paying attention to emotional triggers. When you view spending this way, you gain control instead of letting money control you. It's not about deprivation, it's about conscious spending. By choosing deliberately, you invest life energy in things that matter and avoid wasting it on fleeting pleasure. You'll find that reducing unnecessary spending doesn't feel like loss, it feels like freedom. The chapter also emphasizes aligning money with values. Do your expenses support your health, your relationships, your growth, or do they support stress, comparison, and endless busyness? When spending reflects values, each dollar becomes a tool for creating the life you want. Another key insight: simplicity is powerful. Reducing clutter, consumption, and complexity increases clarity and happiness. Fewer possessions often lead to more satisfaction, less stress, and more energy. You begin to spend money on experiences, purpose, and things that truly bring meaning. Tracking, evaluating, and aligning spending transforms money into a conscious act. It becomes a mirror of your choices, a measure of your priorities. Every dollar saved is hours of life regained. Every thoughtful purchase reinforces independence and control.
When you master this, you no longer work to fuel habits you don't care about. You work to support a life of purpose, peace, and freedom. Valuing your life energy in spending is not just about money. It's about reclaiming your time, your attention, and your joy. Chapter 8. Capital and the Crossover Point. Financial independence is more than a dream. It is a goal you can reach with clarity and discipline. The authors introduce a powerful concept, the crossover point. This is the moment when your investment income equals or exceeds your monthly expenses. At that point, you no longer have to trade life energy for money. Capital, in this sense, is the sum of your savings and investments. It works for you, producing income without requiring your active effort. Your money becomes your servant instead of your master. Every dollar saved and invested brings you closer to freedom. To reach the crossover point, you must calculate your total monthly expenses. Then, determine the investment capital required to generate that amount. This process turns abstract financial independence into a concrete, achievable target. It also provides motivation, a clear marker of progress toward freedom. The authors emphasize that the journey is gradual. You build capital steadily through disciplined saving, conscious spending, and intelligent investing. There are no shortcuts, but each step is simple, predictable, and within your control. Even small amounts, when invested consistently, grow surprisingly over time. The crossover point is both financial and psychological. It represents freedom from worry, pressure, and the endless cycle of work to spend. It allows you to make choices based on values, not obligations. You can pursue meaningful work, creative projects, or simply enjoy life without financial anxiety. The chapter also addresses mindset. Many fear they will never have enough, but with careful planning, conscious living, and patience, anyone can reach the point where money serves life, not the other way around. Finally, the authors remind you that money alone does not create happiness. It is the freedom that comes with financial independence, the ability to align life energy with purpose, that truly matters. The crossover point is not the end of the journey, but a beginning. It marks the moment when you can finally choose life over endless work and time over mere consumption.
When you reach this point, life takes on new meaning. Your work, spending, and choices become deliberate. You are no longer a servant of money. You are its conscious master. Chapter 9. Managing your finances. Financial independence is not just about reaching the crossover point. It's about managing money wisely along the way. This chapter focuses on creating systems that simplify, protect, and grow your life energy. The goal is not obsession, but clarity, organization, and peace of mind. Start by keeping accurate records. Know exactly what comes in, what goes out, and what is invested. When you see the full picture, decisions become simpler. Confusion and stress shrink, replaced by control and confidence. Next, automate what you can. Set up systems for savings, investments, and essential bills. This reduces decision fatigue and keeps your progress steady. Small, consistent steps often matter more than grand gestures. The authors also stress the importance of reviewing and adjusting regularly. Life changes, expenses shift, and opportunities arise. Check in periodically to ensure your financial systems still reflect your values and goals. Flexibility and awareness keep your money working for you, not against you. Protecting your capital is another key focus. Avoid unnecessary risk, understand investments, and seek safety and growth in balance. Preserving life energy matters more than chasing quick gains. The goal is steady progress, not gambling with your freedom. Managing finances wisely also means living intentionally. Spend with purpose, save with clarity, and invest with foresight. Every choice becomes a deliberate act that aligns with your vision of life. You are no longer reacting to external pressures, but designing your own path. Finally, the authors emphasize gratitude and mindfulness. Money is a tool, but life is the ultimate treasure. Managing finances effectively frees you to focus on relationships, creativity, and personal growth. It transforms money from a source of stress into a source of empowerment.
And building capital. With clear systems in place, you can finally let money serve your life instead of controlling it. Conclusion:
the new roadmap in action. By now, you have traveled a journey unlike any other. You have examined your life, your money, and your values with honesty and care. You've discovered that money is not just a means to an end, it is a reflection of your life energy. You've learned to track it, understand it, and align it with what truly matters. The old roadmap promised endless work, endless consumption, and fleeting satisfaction. The new roadmap offers clarity, purpose, and freedom. It shows that financial independence is possible for anyone willing to act consciously, patiently, and deliberately. You have defined what enough means for you. You've measured your progress, valued your life energy, and made spending decisions that reflect your priorities. You've built capital, aimed for the crossover point, and learned to manage money wisely. And now you stand ready to live life on your terms. The authors remind us that this journey is ongoing. Life will bring changes, challenges, and new choices, but armed with awareness, tools, and intention, you can navigate them with confidence. Financial independence is not just a number, it is a mindset, a habit, and a commitment to living fully. Real freedom comes from using money as a tool, not chasing it as a goal. It comes from making conscious choices, investing in what matters, and reclaiming your life energy. It comes from aligning work, spending, and saving with your deepest values. The new roadmap is simple in principle but powerful in effect. Track, question, simplify, invest, and choose consciously. Each step brings more clarity, control, and peace, and each step brings you closer to a life of purpose, joy, and freedom. Remember, this is not about deprivation, but about enrichment. Not about fear, but about empowerment. Not about accumulation, but about alignment. When you live this way, money becomes a servant, time becomes a gift, and life becomes meaningful. Take these lessons, make them your own, and share them with others. The journey is personal, but the wisdom is universal.
Your money or your life is more than a book. It is a roadmap to living consciously, fully, and freely. And now, the choice is yours, to follow the old path or to step onto the new road and claim your life.